Respected President, Honorable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Honorable Thalapathy M.K. Stalin, respected Convener of All India Federation of Social Justice, Mr. Wilson, Honorable Leaders of Political Parties, distinguished participants, dear sisters and brothers, dear friends from press media and visual media, Vanakkam. I express my sincere thanks to the convener and office bearers of All India Federation for Social Justice for giving me this opportunity. In today's third conference of All India Federation for Social Justice, which is spearheaded by the Honorable Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Mr. Stalin, the motto of this federation, everything for everyone. Social justice is the bulwark of Indian democracy. Today, the third national conference of this federation themed the Caste census, women's rights and reservations, the pillars of social justice is the subject matter of this purposeful conference. Tamil Nadu, through the influence of Dravidian movement, has been at the forefront, advocating and implementing measures aimed at social justice for marginalized communities. Social science scholars trace the seeds of the concept of social justice in ancient philosophers like Plato, Aristotle, and religious theologians like Monk, Augustine, and Thomas Aquinas. The thoughts of these ancient scholars were based on the concept of love thy neighbor. The concept as we understand today was made prominent by Luigi Tapparelli, a Jesuit in the early 1840. After the revolution of 1848, the term social justice was popularized through the writings of Antonio Romani Cerbati. In the late industrial revolution period, American legal scholars started using the term social justice, and in the 20th century, it got embedded in international law. The founding fathers of the Justice Party in the Madras Presidency, led by prominent figures of Dravidian movement, such as Dr. Nadesan, Sir Pitti Tyagarayar, and Thoravat Madhavan Nair, emerged in connect, marked by the social inequalities perpetuated by the caste system and colonial rule in India. The Justice Party emphasized education as a tool for establishing educational institutions that cater to the needs of non-Brahmin communities. In the political arena, Justice Party sought to secure electoral representation for non-Brahmins. This year is the centenary of self-respect movement launched in 1925 by Periyar E.V. Ramaswamy. The paradox of this movement is that when the Hindutva forces determined to implement Sanatana Dharma, in the same year, Periyar launched in 1925 the self-respect movement. Arinyar Anna, the late lamented visionary, a towering personality, the legendary leader of Tamil race, raised his voice in various platforms to include social justice in the Constitution of India, along with his mentor, Thandai Periyar, and Tamil leader K. Kamaraj and Dr. Kalaignar Karunanidhi. Thandai Periyar's aim was to dismantle Brahminical hegemony. He was deeply influenced by anti-caste reformers like Jyotirao Phule and Baba Saheb, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, whose ideas echoed the need for social transformation and social justice. One of the Justice Party's landmark achievements was its strong push for women enfranchisement, culminating in passing legislation that granted women the right to vote. Periyar's relentless advocacy ultimately contributed to the demand for the first constitutional amendment, providing reservation for non-Brahmin communities and the upliftment of oppressed Dalit community. Following the footsteps of Periyar, Arinyar Anna and the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu successfully passed the legislation to eliminate superstition and legalize self-respect marriages, and later by Kalaignar Karunanidhi. The Dravidian movement aimed to empower backward classes, scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, and broader assertion of the state autonomy and resistance against imposition of Hindi and Sanskrit. The Dravidian movement promoted secularism as a crucial aspect of social justice. The interplay between the caste census, women's rights, and reservations is crucial for advancing social justice in India. A caste census would provide valuable insights into the demographies of different castes enabling the government to implement targeted welfare schemes. The Women's Reservation Bill, which seeks to reserve 33% of Lok Sabha and state legislature assemblies seats for women, should be implemented forthwith. The census exercise ought to have been started in 2021. It has not been yet started. The Hon'ble Commission was established in India on 1st January 1979 by the Janata Party government under Prime Minister Morarji Desai with a mandate to identify the socially or educationally backward classes of India. It was headed by B.P. Mandai, a member of parliament, to consider the question of reservation for people to address caste discrimination and determine backwardness. In 1980, based on its rationale, other backward classes identified on the basis of caste, social indicators made up 52% of India's population, and the commission recommended that members of other backward classes, OBC, be granted reservation to 27% of jobs under the central government and public sector undertakings and seats up in the higher education institutions. August 7th, 1990 is a red letter day because when the then Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Vishwanath Pratap Singh, tabled in Parliament and declared to implement Hon'ble Commission recommendations, and the office memorandum was issued on 13th August 1990. For this reason, his government was toppled on 7th November 1990. Indira Sahani versus Union of India, the Hon'ble Commission case was taken by the Constitution bench of 9 judges of the Supreme Court of India. One among the 9 judges, His Lordship Justice S. Ratnavale Pandian, contributed a beautiful judgment on 16th November 1992, which runs into 80 pages. For want of time, I just quote the summation. In summation, Justice says, Article 16.4 of the Constitution is neither an exception nor a proviso to Article 16.1. It is exhaustive of all the reservations that can be made in favor of backward class of citizens. It has an overriding effect on Article 16.1 and 2. Again, 3.3. The expression backward class of citizens occurring in Article 16.4 is neither defined nor explained in the Constitution. However, the backward class of classes can certainly be identified in Hindu society with reference to caste, along with other criteria such as traditional occupation, poverty, place of residence, lack of education, and in communities where caste is not recognized by the above recognized and accepted criteria except caste criterion. The stalwarts, zealots of Hindutva philosophy, beware. I have to tell them to see the writing on the wall because Hindu Rashtra is their aim. They want to change the constitution. They want to change the name of country. Just only Bharat, not India. And no voting right for Muslims and Christians. This was passed in Varanasi conference. I have to tell them, if your Prime Minister says one election, one nation, if he insists on that, that will never happen. We will never allow them to happen it. But if it is happened, I again warn you, what happened in Soviet Union will happen in India. The states will go into balkanized states. If you say one election, one nation. This country consists of so many nationalities. I belong to Tamil nationality. They belong to several nationalities. That has been brought together by one British government by lathis and guns. Don't forget that past history. It should not repeat. I warn you. For this opportunity, once again I thank Mr. Wilson and organizers of this conference and my friends from Parliament. Once again, thank all of them. Yes, I conclude.